Good day, everyone. By the way, I am Abigail L. Ramirez, and I will be your discussant for today. This time, I am going to discuss about human couriers, which is under mediums of cross-cultural communication. According to Paul R. Kimmel, if our world is to become a global village, the need for better understanding and communication among people from different cultures is crucial. The world is quickly transforming into a global village today, and many nations benefit from a multicultural society. We must therefore cultivate cultural sensitivity in order to fulfill the needs of a world that is becoming more and more diverse. By associating positive emotions with multicultural experiences and understanding different cultures makes each of us feel included and valued, as well as friendly and respectful of those from other ethnic and cultural backgrounds. What is human? Human, or Homo sapiens, are the most abundant and widespread species of primate characterized by bipedalism and large complex brains. This has enabled the development of advanced tools, culture, and language. Humans have the ability to communicate through language, to make requests for help, convey information, express attitude towards others, or even to communicate in business. Language is part of human lives. It is a means of communication through using words conveyed in a verbal manner and even in the form of body language. Language is a way in which humans are able to converse with one another as to express ideas with the aim of transmitting and acquiring meanings. Human communication can be defined as symbolic and interaction. Symbolic because a signifier or sign is required for the message to be transmitted. Human communication can be defined as interaction. Interaction because it involves two or more people. Interaction leads to an overall improvement in knowledge for everyone involved. According to Couriers in 2013, symbols allow culture to be represented or constructed through verbal and non-verbal communication. Message receivers may come from different cultural backgrounds. They try to create meaning by interpreting the symbols used in communication. What makes human language unique from other species? Human languages consist of discrete units that combine according to the rules of grammar of the language. Human languages allows us to talk about things that are removed in time and space from our immediate environment or mental or physical state. These are the properties of discreteness and displacement, and they distinguish human language from the languages of other species. Linguists call this property of human language displacement, the capacity to talk messages that are unrelated to here and now. Displacement and discreteness are two fundamental properties that distinguish human language from the communication systems of birds and animals. One property of human language, according to Yule, is displacement. It allows language users to talk about things and events not present in the immediate environment. Indeed, displacement allows us to talk about things and places, example, angels, fairies, Santa Claus, Superman, heaven, and hell, whose existence we cannot even be sure of. When we say displacement, this property of language allows us human beings to produce message in a creative way in which we have comprehensive viewpoint of events, ideas, or words, although we are not yet experiencing it. Displacement allows us to use language and explore our imagination in constructing ideas and wondering about the previous and upcoming events. Another property of human language, according to Yule, is about productivity. Humans are continually creating new expressions and novel utterances by manipulating their linguistic resources to describe new objects and situations. This property is described as productivity or creativity or open-endedness, and essentially means that the potential number of utterances in any human language is infinite. Through our vocal and non-vocal strategies, humans are capable of producing a variety of utterances, making us distinct from other species. Productivity is whatever we produce through speaking or writing to develop new forms of language. When you know a language, you can speak and be understood by others who also know the language. This means we humans are able to produce strings of sounds that signify certain meanings and to understand or interpret the sounds produced by others. Another property of language which is related to cross-cultural communication is cultural transmission. This process whereby a language is passed on from one generation to the next. It is clear that humans are born with some kind of predisposition to acquire language in a general sense. However, we are not born with the ability to produce utterances in a specific language, such as English. We acquire our first language as children in a culture. When you say cultural transmission, language is acquired through social interaction with various groups of people within or outside the community rather than through inheritable factor. Hence, language is not innate because it is invented, modified by us, and developed over time as it keeps on changing. Language exists in our human society that helps to construct culture and establish positive relations with others. Now, why is human becomes a medium of cross-cultural communication? Humans possess the capacity for communication. Through social interactions, a wide range of values, social conventions, and rituals have been developed that support human society. Humans are capable of communicating with other people in different cultures with the use of language. With many people around the world communicating through business, education, politics, and trading, cross-cultural communication will possibly take place. Human communication consists of sending and receiving of verbal and non-verbal messages between two or more people. All facets of communication, including words we use, such as message, the way we communicate, such as in person or by email, and the way we express understanding by nodding or glancing, which is a non-verbal feedback, and internal and external interference are influenced by culture. Because we are raised in a certain culture and acquire its language, traditions, and norms, we communicate the way we do. Different cultures may have different rules and norms. Understanding the other cultures facilitates cross-cultural communication. And cultural literate communicators can aid in resolving some issues brought on by these cultural differences. And they also foster more tolerant communicators and assist realize sustainable global goals. Another reason why human is a medium of cross-cultural communication, it is because being able to communicate across cultures is necessary for business operations. It helps in selling products internationally, understanding and satisfying customers' needs, and attracting and recruiting a wide variety of good employees. Example scenario of how human facilitates cross-cultural communication. Here are a few examples of cross-cultural differences that, if not taken into account, can ruin a social interaction. One scenario is when speaking to a Japanese colleague who has closed their eyes. Do not take offense. They are listening intently, not nodding off. In Japan, closing their eyes shows respect for the speaker's opinion or interest in what they are saying. Another scenario is that when natives of France may kiss a team member on the cheek upon introduction. Do not misjudge that they are being overly familiar in their greetings. It is the norm in France to greet even strangers with a kiss. Knowing these differences and being aware of cultural sensitivity will help us navigate cultural differences and creating an effective way of communicating professionally and personally. The key to cross-cultural communication is learning how to differentiate between behaviors that are universal from those that are culture-specific. Spending time with people from other cultures enables us to understand their struggles and communal traditions. Such information encourages us personal development while allowing us to discover new aspects of culture. Effective communication starts from within. When efforts are made to embrace another person's cultural background, it becomes easier to communicate in the long run. These are the example of human couriers in cross-cultural communication. One of the key resources for cross-cultural is undoubtedly human resource. Cross-cultural communication has become essential for these people. Cross-cultural refers to people who have different customs and beliefs. The first one is immigrants and refugees. When immigrants move away from their native country, they carry strong ties to the culture with them. They also extend this attachment in the host country by connecting to ethnic social networks. Another is bilingual teachers but students from different cultures. Bilingual teachers make it possible to establish new socio-cultural links. They can also research another culture and they can also establish mutual understanding of cultures through language. The native English-speaking teacher but students from another culture. The international experience of these native English-speaking teachers and knowing a foreign language can contribute to one's interaction confidence to communicate to another culture with diverse background. Another example are teachers and students from the same culture, but cultural content of English lesson is from a different culture. Teachers and students can be involved in the cross-cultural communication, reflecting a strong desire to interact and communicate with each other despite of diverse cultural backgrounds. As a conclusion, we are shaped by our upbringing. It affects how we view the world, what we value, and how we relate to one another. We build culture and it defines who we are. So that's it. That's all for this meeting, and God bless classmates and God bless to our professors. Thank you so much.